Hi guys, I made this cake yesterday and yesterday being a Saturday and it was for Sunday. It's a very symbolic cake for the Christian faith. So this is a symbolic cake and I'm going to share with you what it's all about. So I'm going to be making simnel cake. That's what it is called. And these are the ingredients I'm going to be using. I'm going to put all of them at the end of the video, the quantities I used. But basically this cake is made like a fruit cake. So you can see my currants. I'm gonna be using butter. You can see the cinnamon there. So it's going to be full of flavors, and you can see my citrus I'm going to be using. I've got my eggs. You can see also I've got glazed cherries. Yeah, that's what it's called, glazed cherries. All these are going to add to the flavors. I've got the lemon, and then I've got my flour. That's my self-raising flour, and I'm using white sugar. You can use plain flour and then add baking powder. And then I'm going to be using marzipan. Marzipan is made with almond paste, but normally I buy this one which is ready to roll, and you will see how I'm going to be using it because it's really important in this cake. Okay, so there's an ingredient I'm missing, but you are going to see it at the end of this video. So the first thing I'm going to do is to roll out my marzipan. So I'm going to roll it out, and I'm going to use the base of the cake tin that I'm going to be using to bake to cut out a circle. I'm going to be needing two because I need two that I'm going to be putting into the cake. So that's what you add in this simnel cake. It goes into the cake. So you're going to see how I'm going to use it. So for now I'm going to just roll it out. As you can see, roll it out and then cut out the circles that I'm going to use. And then when I'm done with this, I'm going to keep the remaining ones because at the beginning those balls you see at the top of the cake is really quite symbolic, and I'm going to tell you what those balls means because it's got a specific number that has to be on top of the cake. All right. That's the first one that I've cut out, and then I'm cutting out the second one now. I forgot to use flour, a bit of flour on my what do you call it, the table, the top before doing that. So you have to sprinkle some flour so that you'll be able to remove that marzipan. If not, you will just have to suffer the way I just did now. So next I'm going to cut the glazed cherries. You can see I'm just cutting it into quarters. Just chop them and just make them a little bit small so that you can join the mixed fruits. That mixed fruit is a mixture of raisins, currants, and you've got the is it the lemon, candied lemons or something like that in it. So once I'm done with that, I'm creaming my butter and sugar. You don't need to cream it for long. You can see it's just to cream it, to just mix it together. And then once that is done, I'm going to add my eggs and then just whisk it a little bit. You don't need to whisk it for too long like I said earlier. Just whisk it a little bit, just a bit of whisk to mix everything all together, and then add the flour. Make sure you use a sieve to make sure that you sieve out all the lumps, as you can see. So I'm going to be adding all the other ingredients in once the flour goes in. So I'm going to add my glazed cherries, my mixed fruits. I'm going to add the cinnamon and also the orange and the lemon, which I'm going to be zesting. So all you need for the lemon and the orange is just the zest. So make sure that when you are zesting, you make sure that you don't allow the white part of the lemon and the orange to get into your bake or your batter, because that's what makes it bitter. All right. So once everything is mixed up, it's time to put it in the baking pan. Always remember to line your baking pan with a baking paper. It helps when you finish baking. It helps the cake to just come out easily without any of the cake breaking. So what I'm doing is to add half of my batter into the baking pan. So put it in and just use the scraper or the spoon or the spatula to just press it down. And then that's the first marzipan. That's the marzipan I cut out first at the beginning. I'm going to put it in the middle of the cake. So that is what makes this cake different, because yeah, you will see that it's a fruit cake, but fruit cakes don't have marzipan in the middle. And then I'm going to be adding the remaining cake batter in. Okay, so like I said, there's a history behind making this cake. Remember, we are in the Lenten season, and normally Lenten season in UK starts on Ash Wednesday all over the world. In UK, we do Pancake Day. The Pancake Day is a day that it's like a day that you just want to eat all the sweet things, because pancake is sweet. You eat all the sweet things before you go into that Lenten season where you have to fast and pray. So with this simnel cake, it is in between, because it's Mother's Day. It's a day to just have something sweet again before Easter. Sometimes it's eaten on Easter Day, but Mother's Day is the day that they eat it more. So this is just like a cake that symbolizes something, just to have something sweet before the end of the Lenten period. So what I'm doing now is to cut out the balls. So the remaining marzipan I had, I showed it at the beginning. I'm going to cut it out and I'm going to roll it into balls. I'm going to roll it into 11 balls. You have to have 11 balls on top of the cake, and those 11 balls, what they signify or they represent are the disciples of Jesus Christ. Jesus had 12 disciples, but we have only 11. So that means one person is missing, okay? And we all know who is missing. So it is these 11 balls on the simnel cake is 11 disciples of Jesus Christ minus Judas Iscariot. Alright, so I'm going to make 11 balls. So if you're making this cake, try as much as possible not to add more than 11 balls, because it symbolizes something. Alright, so that's it here. And then my cake is done, and you can see as I'm easily peeling it out, everything is intact and it's all browned very well. Okay, and now this is the next part. I'm going to be putting jam. Normally they use apricot jam, but I'm using strawberry jam because I know strawberry is red and it represents the blood of Christ. All right, that's why I'm using this red jam over the cake. That's what it symbolizes. And once I spread it, I'm going to be putting the remaining marzipan on top of the cake. Okay, remember, marzipan is made with almonds, so it has a peculiar taste to it. I've never tasted marzipan before, so this is my first time of tasting or even using it in a cake. So yeah, once I lay it on top of the cake, I'm going to then add the balls. I decided to put a little decoration at the edges, just give it some nice pattern, but if you want, you can just leave it as it is. It's just something I just felt, okay, let it have some pattern because it's more like a naked cake. Okay, and then the balls are going to go on top of the cake now. If you're still watching and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up, please. I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I hope you learned something as I'm making this cake too. All right, so that's it. Once I'm done with this, our cake is ready. That's it. You can use the jam to just place under and make the balls to stick well, and the marzipan cake is ready. Normally they put this in the oven again or in the grill, so that the top of the balls will be, kind of brownish, so they put it under the grill, but I didn't feel like putting it. I saw a video where someone cheated and I decided to follow her cheating method, so I used a little bit of chocolate to give it that darkish brown. Okay, so if you don't want to put yours under the grill again, just use something. I just used some chocolate. Maybe I should have even added a little bit of liquid to the chocolate before putting it, but this is just chocolate powder which I put on it, and that's it. My cake is all done. Oh, I hope you enjoyed watching my video, and yeah, thank you for watching this, and see you all. Bye.